Hello, welcome to another episode of Montana Shares, your opportunity to find out about the nonprofits that make our state great. I'm your host, Bill Crane. Today I have Ann with the Helena Area Community Foundation. We're talking about Greater Helena Gives. How are you doing?
I'm very good, Bill. How are you?
I am probably, to be truthful, a little dazed and confused, but I'm doing great other than that.
I understand the dazed and confused, yes.
So we chatted a couple of months ago trying to get the nonprofits involved. We've got about 60 or more than 65 of them involved.
Just over 65, which is really exciting. We have nonprofits of every size, every type, every category.
Every
It's great.
shape, every color. Why not throw in all kinds of adjectives?
So we do have a lot of nonprofits being involved, which is great because the concept behind Greater Helena Gives is that we're all in this together, that all the nonprofits will benefit by all being together, having donors be able to take a look at the various different kinds and types of nonprofits involved. And for people like me, I continue to find out about nonprofits I did not know were doing great work in our town and in our area. So that's always fun for me to see.
Right, so this time we're focused a little differently. We're focused on the people who will hopefully be supporting all these nonprofits in a couple of weeks.
That's right, and there's different kinds of support that people can offer. I am very grateful to our sponsors, our business philanthropists, if you will, who are giving us support up front so that we can have a very successful day for the nonprofits. So let me take a second, Bill, if I could, and I want to run through and give acknowledgement first to First Interstate Bank, who is our premier sponsor, and they will be helping us in a special way that we'll get back to in a second during the course of Friday, May 6th. Our leading sponsors are Opportunity Bank, Montana Radio Network, and Montana Television Network. We have legacy sponsors of ABC Fox Montana, Connie and Ron Burgum, D.A. Davidson, Dick Anderson Construction, Helena Community Credit Union, and the Independent Record, Morrison Merrily and U.S. Bank, Allegra Print and Imaging, Crowley Fleck Law Firm, Northwestern Energy, Payne West Insurance, Signs Now, Sullivan Financial Group, and then Blackfoot River Brewery, you know what we're doing there, Lewis and Clark Brewery, and Vans Thriftway. So they're the ones keeping us full of nutrition while we go through this time period. But there's really fun things that these sponsors are doing to make a difference in this community, and I am grateful to them.
Great. So we're doing stuff a little bit differently this year. We're doing sort of a split day, right?
We are. So what the community is used to is a midnight to midnight, one calendar date, one calendar day. And this time it is 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. It starts on a Thursday, which is May 4. May the 4th be with you, Bill. And it's 6 p.m. on Thursday through 6 p.m. on Friday. And that Friday is May 5. So yes, it is Cinco de Mayo. It is Art Walk downtown. There's a lot of things that will be going on that particular Friday. So this time and date structure is being used by all the community foundations in Montana that are running a day like this. We all got together as a state. We all chose specific unique dates with a new company that we're using this year so that we know that Montana is what is going on at that point in time. So we're very excited about this change and the ability to have more fun at our local breweries to celebrate the opening and the closing. We'll be opening the event on Thursday, May 4. We'll be gathering at the Blackfoot about 5 o'clock. The kickoff is at 6 o'clock. We'll see how it goes at the open. And then we'll be closing with celebration at Lewis and Clark starting about 4 o'clock there because the close is at 6 p.m. and we'll go until about 7 or so on that Friday night. So lots of reason to celebrate between 6 p.m. and 6 p.m.
And we probably have better energy throughout the day if we start at times that people are awake and we end at times that people are awake, as opposed to starting and ending when people should be asleep, or the vast majority of them are.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think it's good energy myself.
Yes. So that will work well, I think.
Good.
There are lots of other things that will be going on during the day. During Friday, the 5th of May, so on that day, if you're looking for businesses as you're wandering through downtown or other parts of our community, you'll see some businesses that will have a specific sign that will be saying, "Let us thank you." So if you are a donor to this event, then you can show either on your phone, on your iPad, or bring a printed receipt with you and you can show that you donated. There are businesses that want to say thank you to our local philanthropists by giving discounts or presents, small gifts on that day. So do stop through, take a look for these signs, and they will have this logo on them. So you'll be looking for that green and yellow logo. And they'd love to say thank you to those who support the nonprofits in our community as these businesses do.
Great.
It really is a wonderful thing. I'm so excited about this new business campaign.
And so if people are new to this is a very social media driven, but there's alternatives, but very social media driven by the groups themselves to promote this 24 hours of giving to support the nonprofits you care about.
Right. So the critical piece is for people to know that it exists. That's really kind of my job and why I love being on your show, Bill. So I want everyone in our communities, our wider communities, to know that on May 4th and May 5th, go to greaterhelenagives.org and donate to someone. There's so many different kinds and causes, and there are categories like animals, arts and culture, environment, education, social justice, all these different categories. So you can look up the nonprofits that might be in an area of interest for you as a donor. And know that a donor can be a $5 donation. We want people to learn about our nonprofit community, see what's going on by looking at this website. And feel free to contact your nonprofits that you care about. They may have some games going on because we will have financial awards that can go to nonprofits based upon what donors choose to do. So it's an award structure that gets put on during the course of this 24-hour period, thanks to those sponsors that I rolled off. So their dollars are helping to provide incentive awards. There was a donor group last year that all got together, and their goal was to donate between 2 and 3 p.m., and they were hoping to win a specific prize. Okay, last year, as many people know, the website melted down, so that didn't happen. But they had a large mass of people ready to do that, so instead, they gave paper checks. That works. And let me take a second and talk about folks that might prefer to give a paper check. So last year we did have a problem with Give Local Helena, where the website didn't work for 12 hours in the heart of the business day, so that the process did not work the way we hoped. We have a new platform this year throughout the state of Montana, new hours, new days, and we have a new way to help those who may not want to give online. If anyone has trouble giving online, First Interstate Bank, our premier sponsor, is willing to take paper checks at their locations. So if you are a person who said, boy, I'm not going to give again, well then I'm grateful because you will have a chance to give by going to a First Interstate Bank and letting them know that you want this check to go to this nonprofit. And we are working with them to ensure that that happens in the course of the day. So thanks to First Interstate Bank for making it possible for all donors to feel comfortable donating during Greater Helena Gives.
I think something that's really important to point out is in spite of that big 12-hour glitch in that day, we still raised more money this second year of Give Local than the first year. So even with the big glitch, it was a big success.
Exactly.
Now we're going into our third year, and we're going to be even more successful, and we're not going to have a glitch. We're casting that energy out into the universe, right?
Yes, thank you for joining me in that.
I think the big thing is, technologically, is we had the entire nation giving on one day, and I think they stressed it out. And right now, it's like you said, it's largely Montana, maybe another community somewhere else, but it's not going to crash.
To our knowledge, as far as anybody's been able to find, we really are the only people doing a giving day this time, and particularly on this platform. We're the only ones on the platform at this time. So we've been very cautious. Communities across the state of Montana have had concerns about this, and understandably so. So all the community foundations have really worked to make this a very different activity in the background, so that the foreground can be the great fun that we're hoping that it can be for all of our community, the philanthropists, which are all community members, and our nonprofits.
Well, you were talking about $5 being like this really super easy level of entry to philanthropy. But I think, and you also talked about these different styles of groups of nonprofits like environment and whatnot. But we were also, before the show, we were talking about learning about nonprofits that we barely even know exist. And so I think it might be kind of fun if you're a donor and you are thinking about, you probably have groups that you care about already and you already support. But I think it would be fun just to go through the entire list and see what else is out there that you just have no idea is out there. Because there's bound to be groups that you might want to support that you have no idea what they're doing.
And this is the time when someone can go on to so many different websites. There is Greater Helena Gives, where I want everybody to go across our entire state. There's also Montana Gives. There's a Missoula site, a Bozeman site, a Flathead site. So many different places to go to see nonprofits working together to make a difference in our great state. So take a look at Greater Helena Gives and look at these different nonprofits who have done their best to get quick web pages built with photos and stories so that you have a chance as a donor to learn, to become more curious about why did that happen and how did the story end? So many opportunities to share what goes on in this great state of ours.
And you can go on right now and you can look at all these groups ahead of time. You can bookmark it. You can make sure it's all ready to go come the 4th of May at 6 o'clock and find out about these groups ahead of time. If you've got a minute or two, you want to learn something more about it, right?
It's a great idea. And you can actually share these concepts with friends between now and then and encourage them to support nonprofits that you care about. Maybe get into a great conversation about, but I prefer to support this bunch. Can you support them both? We are all asked frequently to give to nonprofits. I'm a person that believes that this work matters. And so my thanks, my heartfelt thanks to all the people and businesses in our community that support nonprofits, because nonprofits are trying to answer dilemmas and issues in our communities. That I think they do a great job. So there's so much to learn about how they work, what they do, and there, as I know, so much need by so many nonprofits because they want to do more.
Right.
That's what they're looking for help for, to keep doing what they're doing and to do more to make a greater difference through GreaterHelenaGives.org.
Right. Oh, is that the wrap? That sounds like a wrap to me, doesn't it?
I can't stop myself, but boy, I almost didn't say the whole website name. You could
So let's hit it one more time. May 4th, 6 o'clock, going through May 5th at 6 p.m. GreaterHelenaGives.org. Time to support the community. Easy entry at $5 minimum. Over 65 nonprofits involved. That more or less sum it up?
You've got it, Bill.
Okay, let's wrap with that. Thank you for coming on the show today. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, have a great day.